We are telling the story of four children named Mariana, Stevenson, Arjan, and Aaliyah. The risk factors these children share include living in poverty, family violence, and being street youth. Some common protective factors are education commitment and support, family support, and temperament. Mariana is a 12-year-old girl who lives in the impoverished Copacabana neighborhood of Rio de Janeiro. She lives with her mother, who works as a maid at the hotel downtown. Her father works as a part-time cab driver and is still looking for more work. She has a 14-year-old brother who hangs out on the streets with other kids looking for food and begging for money. She takes care of her younger siblings when she is not in school. Brazil is a wealthy country with a gross national income of $3 trillion. However, this wealthy country has a huge division between the have and the have-nots. The Brazilian government does not adequately supply support and resources to low-income families. Mariana is affected by this because her family lives in extreme poverty and does not receive government support, which creates stress and hopelessness in her family. Due to living in poverty, Mariana's family has a hard time making ends meet, which has led to her older brother hanging out on the streets in search of money and food. Her father, who only works part-time, spends the rest of his day at home drinking. He becomes physically violent towards both his wife and his children. Because Mariana lives in a high economic disadvantage, she experiences violence every day from the street kids and police who forcefully enter and raid neighborhoods frequently. Because of the community that Mariana lives in, she is at high risk for dropping out of school and joining her brother and other children on the streets. A protective factor that helps keep Mariana off the streets and in school is her close relationship with her teacher, Miss Silva, who provides her with support and encouragement. Along with Miss Silva, Mariana is also very close with her grandparents, whom Mariana and her younger siblings stay with when they feel they cannot go to home. Her grandmother encourages her schoolwork and provides a safe place to study. Also, Mariana is well liked in school by her classmates and adults. She has an easier time adapting to stress around her due to her positive attitude and easygoing temperament. Stevenson is a 14-year-old boy living in the poverty-stricken area of Port-au-Prince, Haiti. He lives with his 42-year-old parents, his 17-year-old brother, and 12-year-old sister in a small dwelling made up of scrap material found in the area. Stevenson and his younger sister are still in elementary school. Unfortunately, his brother had to drop out to help the family. His parents went to high school but never went on to college. His mother is working as a vendor and his father is working in farming. They make less than $2,000 a year. Stevenson is from Haiti. As you refer to the slide, you will find detailed information about the country. Haiti is a very low-income country, and as you can see, there is a significant decrease in children attending high school after elementary. Stevenson is affected by his family's poverty, which places him at risk of having to drop out of school like his brother to help make ends meet. Stevenson is living in a high-poverty area, and even with both his parents working, they are barely making enough money to get by, which is causing his older brother to have to work and help out. Stevenson's brother has been very angry and upset because of having to work instead of being able to go to school like his siblings. The stress he is facing causes him to act out violently towards Stevenson, making him feel unsafe in his own home. Due to Haiti being so poor, they lack proper infrastructure, so when the Haitian earthquake struck, most to all buildings were completely destroyed, including Stevenson's home. Stevenson is suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder due to the high exposure of destruction, loss, and trauma of experiencing a natural disaster. To make matters worse, Stevenson and his family are now living on the streets after their home was destroyed, and due to his situation, he is at risk for lower academic achievement. A protective factor for Stevenson is being able to go to school each day to escape his current situation. Stevenson loves going to school and being able to hang out with his friends and work with his mentor, who gives him the support he needs, helps him with schoolwork, and provides daily encouragement. Along with having the support of his mentors and friends, Steven's parents also show support and provide as much encouragement as they can towards his education. Stevenson has an easygoing temperament, which has helped with him making a positive adjustment and being able to experience positive outcomes through school and family activities despite all the trauma he has endured. Arjun Apt is a 15-year-old boy born and raised in Singar, Kashmir, India. He speaks Hindi and lives with both of his parents, who are in their mid-40s and are married. He has one younger brother, aged 10, and an older brother, aged 16. His parents only completed their primary education. He and his brothers go to a public school, which is K through 12. His father owns a small vendor stall on the street, and his mother works as a maid. His family lives in a wooden home, which is made on a boat. His family income is less than $1,200 a year. This is the area where Arjun lives with his family. This area is filled with tension of Hindus and Muslims. The tension is due to both Indian and Pakistan fighting over Kashmir, the state of India. Additional information about India can be seen on the slide. Arjun's family barely makes enough money for food and necessities. This makes his home environment too stressful. Arjun's father makes things worse for Arjun and his brothers by beating them. This makes Arjun's brothers want to run away from home, and he wants his brothers to go with him. Arjun does not want to do that because he feels living on his own in their neighborhood will make things worse and can also harm his life. Arjun has support of his family and siblings to get higher education. He wants to go to a college in the city. These goals help him stay positive when things are not well at home or in his neighborhood. The parents in his community help him and children like him stay off the streets when riots happen by teaching them right from wrong. Aaliyah Jones is a 14-year-old girl born and raised in East Harlem. Unlike most of her peers, she is being raised by both her parents, though she does not see her father often because he is the sole provider of income and works 2 full-time jobs as a machinist. This is where she lives. In her neighborhood, Aaliyah is exposed to crime, violence, and unemployment every day. The United States suffered a major recession, causing unemployment to skyrocket, and began a major movement of home foreclosures across the nation. Fortunately, the United States requires all children between the ages of 5 and 17 to attend school. As another incentive to promote education, children whose families qualify as low income also receive 2 free meals during school hours. America is currently facing a huge racial disparity in crime rates. There has been a significant amount of media coverage on police brutality in the African American community. Although slavery was abolished over a century ago, racist attitudes still exist. If these racial disparities continue, soon 1 out of every 3 African American males will have been sent to prison at least once in their lifetime. Last year, Aaliyah's 13-year-old brother was arrested for vandalism and disorderly conduct, a crime which, if committed by a white counterpart, would have received a far less sentence. Aaliyah is living in the public housing projects where there is an influx of low-income and unemployment residents. The lifestyle of her poverty-stricken neighborhood is one that relies on drugs, violence, and crime as a means for survival. The living standards of her neighbors may have a profound influence on her moral development. Without proper protection from these risks, Aaliyah may soon find herself engaging in these behaviors as well. Poverty also exists within Aaliyah's own home. Aaliyah's family has been evicted from their home several times since 2008. This recession has caused her father to work all day, leaving their home at 5 a.m. and returning at 10 p.m. Having spent all his time at work, feeling agitated and helpless as the bills never seem to stop piling up, Aaliyah's father reprimands his children the only way he knows how: corporal punishment. Families who are low income often have higher rates of child abuse because it is the only form of punishment they have available to use on their children. Despite the ongoing racism, the 2008 presidential election showed that progress was being made for minorities. President Barack Obama serves as an exemplary figure for African American youth to aspire to be. He, among others who have led revolutionary change in our country and around the globe, helped children feel pride in their heritage and nationality, thus reducing their negative responses to racial discrimination. Cultural socialization and preparation for bias have been proven to mediate emotional distress, hostile views, and increase feelings of community. Please refer to the slide for more information on how to effectively use preparation for bias. The only way to ensure that Aaliyah has a better future for herself is through furthering her education. Her first year of high school has helped her affirm her goals to be the first in her family to attend college. Aaliyah is fortunate to live in a country where K-12 education is free, and she can apply for financial assistance from the government to attend college. Aaliyah is very easygoing with her teachers and has quickly created strong bonds with them, which will be helpful when she needs letters of recommendation to be written. Although her family cannot provide much financial support to fund her dreams, they provide her with copious amounts of strength and encouragement, and her mother is an active member of the PTA. The affectionate relationship she has with her mother is enough to compensate for the absence of her father. Global poverty is an issue that many children face. The children introduced today all experience the risk factors that poverty can bring, such as family violence due to the stress that parents face on a day-to-day basis. Children are also at risk of living on the streets because of the lack of family resources or broken relationships that force them out. Please refer to the slide for each of the child's individual risk factors. Education, commitment, and support help these children be resilient. Refer to the slide on how education plays a protective factor in their lives. Arts help each individual child grow. It not only helps them take their minds off the risk in their lives, but it also helps them use arts in a way to overcome those risks. Please refer to the slide on how art is helpful for each child. Finally, community resources are created to help improve community life and are utilized to help promote resilience. Some community resources in our presentation are schools, community programs, and the support from our family, neighborhoods, and peers. If you refer to the slide, you will find specific examples of each child in the story.